It's Ramsey Dewey over here at the Extreme Fight Lab in Shanghai, China. Welcome to this edition of Q&A with the coach. Hold on, got to get some pull-ups in. Doing intermittent pull-ups today. Like every few minutes, getting in about a set of 3. That way, so far I've done about 63 pull-ups. So we'll see how many we get done today before I leave. We have a question today from Batner, who says, I went to a trial BJJ lesson this week. I barely survived half of the lesson on my poor shape. Okay, but you went, you got out there and trained, cool. I didn't really enjoy the hugging guys part of the lesson. Hugging guys, dude, I don't know what they're teaching you there, but you should be learning to take people down, pass their guard, escape bad positions, strangle some fools, and break some arms. If you're hugging guys, if you're hugging, you're stalling, right? If you're just grabbing and squeezing someone, you're stalling. There are times and places to stall, but for the most part, don't focus on that. Focus on progressing to dominant positions that allow you to win fights. Anyway, didn't really know about the hugging guys part of the lesson, but I got some of the drills. I was sweating like a pig the whole time and felt uncomfortable. That's such a strange expression, sweating like a pig. I'm going to go on one of those dad tangents here. Pigs don't sweat. That's why they roll in the mud to keep themselves cool. They don't have sweat glands like humans. I don't know why that expression exists, and we say it so often. I've said it before many times, sweating like a pig, even though pigs don't sweat. Weird, right? Crocodile tears and all that. But he was working hard. He's working up a sweat. Sweating like a pig the whole time and felt uncomfortable. The lesson was mixed gender, meaning hot young women were participating, which made me think I'm too old and too married for this. I like the way this guy writes. So, got a problem hugging the guys, okay? On one end, one gender is bothering him. On another end, hot young women are in the class. Oh no. You know what you need, my friend? You need, man, I hate to say this, but you apparently need a class of non-binary individuals. Unless they're people who go by the pronouns they and them, in which case they're not individuals. They're apparently multiple people occupying the same body. So I don't know how we define these people. Maybe we don't define them. Maybe that's what they want. They don't want to be defined. Sorry for getting political there. Anyway, next week, I have a boxing trial lesson scheduled. That's awesome. Maybe I'll get my face broken. Please don't. Please don't. Don't, especially not on your first day. You shouldn't be doing any hard sparring on your first day. And if they are, go somewhere where they're going to teach you how to intelligently defend yourself before you even get in the ring for light sparring. So please don't get your face broken. But at least no need to hug anyone. Oh, dude, you have no idea how much hugging takes place in boxing. When there are exchanges of strikes, boxers hug each other all the time, constantly, probably more than jiu-jitsu guys, believe it or not. Like actual hugging, not grappling, but actual hugging. Why? When boxers get hit and they get hurt or they're tired and this fight is going on 10, 12 interminable rounds, which is longer than humans are biologically designed to fight for, they literally hug each other to tie up the other guy's arms and get a little break. So the referee has to step in, break, and then they separate. They get a few moments to catch their breath. There's a ton of actual hugging, not metaphorical hugging, but real, literal hugging in boxing. Like a lot, like a whole lot. If you didn't know that, you've never seen a boxing match, dude. Go watch some of that before you get into boxing. Anyway, there's a lot of hugging dudes involved in boxing. If you want to watch my video about how to not hug dudes in boxing, I got a whole thing about that. There's technique behind it. When the other dude tries to hug you, and you can work into a Philly shell and shoulder bump and make space and pump, pump, uppercut and hook and all this stuff, so he can't hug you, because dudes will try to hug you in boxing. They will, mark my words, you will get hugged. You will get so many involuntary hugs, man hugs in boxing. I haven't finished the question yet. I don't know what to do about BJJ. The location is good for my daily route from work. So there's not an actual question here. There's an implicit question, kind of, what do I do about this? He doesn't know what to do, so what do we tell him to do? I can tell you, suck it up, buttercup, and all of that. But look, I'm not one of those guys who says jiu-jitsu is for everyone. Jiu-jitsu is for everyone who wants to do it. And if you want to do it, great. If not, cool. There was a dude sent me an email about 6 years ago, and he said, I hang out with a bunch of dudes who like UFC, and we all go to the sports bar and watch UFC together, and they all train in jiu-jitsu, and so I trained with jiu-jitsu for them, basically, not for myself, because I didn't enjoy it, but I felt like to participate in the social group, I had to do it, even though I didn't like it. But what this dude really liked was professional wrestling. He liked WWE, and he was kind of embarrassed because his friends were like, that's fake, man. It's not fake, it's scripted. Anyway. And he wanted my advice. He said, what do I do, man? What do I do? Do I keep up this charade that I love BJJ, even though I really hate it and I love wrestling and nobody understands me? Look, you got one life, man. And if jiu-jitsu is giving you the result you want, great, do it. If the result you want is to be able to win grappling matches or have an edge in an MMA fight because you don't know how to grapple and you want to be able to do that, and everyone's taking you down and dominating you on the ground, and you don't like that and you want to change that, great. Jiu-jitsu is for you. And if you're in a position in life where jiu-jitsu isn't going to make a lick of difference for you, other than the fact that everyone's telling you jiu-jitsu is great, jiu-jitsu is fun, you should do it. Jiu-jitsu has kind of become the new CrossFit in a lot of ways, which I kind of hate because I love grappling arts, I love martial arts, and the fact that martial arts have kind of become the new CrossFit. And by that I mean, CrossFit kind of started out as a multi-level marketing thing where, almost like a religious cult in a way. You know, like the Jehovah's Witnesses or they'd send like proselytizing. I'm not saying Jehovah's Witnesses are a cult. It's a religion. There's a difference between a religion and a cult. A cult worships an object or a person, right? But the analogy I'm drawing here is that they would send out proselytizing people, much like the Jehovah's Witnesses go door to door and so on, and proselytize their message, right? So if somebody did CrossFit, you would know about it. And they'd invite you to their house for a meeting all about CrossFit. So you, too, could be part of the thing. So you could get your own CrossFit box. So you could, anyway, it was a whole thing. And it's expanded far beyond that model. So it's a different kind of cult now. But anyway, where was I going with that? But a lot of people are super excited about CrossFit now. And they're like, yay, CrossFit, let's go do some clean and jerks and jump on boxes and get all sweaty, and great if you like that sort of thing. Great if it gives you the result you want. Great if it makes you happy. And if you are that kind of person who thinks, man, I need to go do what those guys are doing because they tell me I probably should, even though I hate it and it makes me feel like crap and it's causing personal problems in my life, then maybe rethink that thing. But you came to me because obviously you feel like there's a kernel of value, at least in jiu-jitsu and in boxing and in making yourself uncomfortable and in doing things that are hard. And that's good. We should do things that are hard. We should do things that challenge us. Because if we just coast through life doing what's easy, picking the low-hanging fruit and nothing but, we are cheating ourselves. Not just out of greatness, but cheating ourselves out of anything. Anything worthwhile is worth a struggle. You mentioned you're too old and too married to pay attention to those hot young women jumping around in that jiu-jitsu class. And yeah, you probably are. I'm too old and I'm too married for that. So put the blinders on and focus on the technique. Focus on the teaching. It is shocking how many jiu-jitsu classes, jiu-jitsu gyms turned into sex cults. Shocking. Yeah. And What's probably more common is dudes hooking up with girls in the jiu-jitsu class. And I had some students, beautiful girl, handsome young man, met each other in my class, and they started dating, they got married, and they're doing great. Good for them. That's one of those happily ever after type of stories. Are they all like that? No. I got an email from a guy who said he did jiu-jitsu for like, I don't know, 10 years or so. He got up to like purple belt level. He was doing really well. He was proud of his technique. And there was a lot of crap going on in his gym, people just being slime balls, and married men cheating on their spouses with hot young women in the jiu-jitsu classes. And so, yeah, that definitely can be a problem. Definitely can be a problem. Is this turning into one of those should you roll with women episodes? Well, let's explore that issue for a minute. Firaz Zahabi got a lot of flack because of, without explaining his personal reasons, he says, I don't roll with women in my classes. I don't even want to entertain the possibility of a temptation because he's a married man. I can respect that. As far, he's a Muslim also, and it's consistent with his religious beliefs not to. And some people might say, oh, no, I don't like that. Well, guess what? You're not him. You don't get to make that choice. You can roll or not roll with whoever you choose to. And you don't owe anybody an explanation about it. This applies to everybody. If you're a woman, for example, and some big dude who you know is going to cause you physical injuries and harm says, hey, let's roll, you're well within your right to say, no, thank you. And if he pushes the issue, guess what? You spoke your truth. No, thank you. No. No means no. And stick to it. If you had a stinky dude who doesn't shower, and he's all covered in germs, and he's going to give you mat-borne illnesses, and he says, hey, let's roll, you're well within your right to say, no, and go hit the showers, buddy. Be clean when you approach the mats. Look, there are all kinds of problems that come along with the hugging dudes part of jiu-jitsu. And do not forget the power of no. This is not a self-defense channel. I don't make self-defense videos, but that word right there, N-O, one of the most important self-defense terms in the English language or any other language. No, 不要. I don't want it in Chinese. No, in French. No, in Spanish. Now, Portuguese. Learn that word in whatever language you speak and what other languages in the culture that you inhabit, and learn how to use it. Learn how to weaponize that word. It's important. And my friend who wrote in this question, if after giving it the old college try, after giving it a fair shake, you love jiu-jitsu and you love boxing, great, keep doing them. And if you hate them, and if they are causing you harm, if they are denigrating the value of your marriage, for example, if you never get comfortable with the hugging dudes part of it, man, then you know what? You can say no too. That's okay. You're not going to lose my respect. Not that that matters. Thank you for watching. Now get out there and train. Oh, I got to do more pull-ups now. 66.